Hello Firemasters! Welcome to another episode on our channel where we dive into the thrilling world of Free Fire. It's a pleasure to have you join us today as we explore the strategies, techniques and gameplay that make Free Fire an exhilarating experience. Your support has brought us this far, and for that, we are truly grateful. Today we'll be divulging some top-notch strategies to help you conquer the battlefield. So fasten your seatbelts as we're about to dive into the fiery battlegrounds of Free Fire. Before we jump into the advanced strategies, let's ensure we have the basics covered. Now, Free Fire is a fast-paced battle royale game where your primary objective is to survive. It's every man for himself on an island filled with other players, all with the same goal: be the last one standing. At the core of this thrilling game are the basic controls. You'll navigate your character using a virtual joystick on the left side of the screen. Actions like running, crouching, prone and jumping can be done using buttons on the right. You can also interact with objects, pick up weapons and use items from this side of the screen. Now let's talk about the game mechanics. The game starts with you parachuting onto the island. Once you land, your immediate task is to gather resources, weapons, armor and health kits. But remember, the play zone shrinks over time, pushing players closer together. You'll need to keep an eye on the map and stay within the safe zone to avoid taking damage. Understanding these mechanics is essential to improving your gameplay. Knowing when to engage in combat and when to lay low, choosing the right weapons, and utilizing the map can be the difference between victory and defeat. Remember, mastering the basics is the first step to becoming a Free Fire champion. So, practice these fundamentals and get ready to step up your game. Now that we're all geared up with the basics, it's time to take a leap into the advanced strategies. These strategies are not just about knowing the game mechanics, they're about understanding the game's dynamics, the timing, the positioning, and the overall strategy that goes into each match. Let's start with the art of the leap. It's not just about jumping out of the plane, it's about choosing the right moment to jump, calculating the distance to your desired landing spot, and steering your parachute in the right direction. The timing is key here. You don't want to be the first one to land, but you also don't want to be the last. A well-timed leap can put you ahead of the competition and give you a head start on looting. Speaking of looting, it's an essential part of the game, but it's also one of the trickiest. You need to be fast, efficient, and selective. Don't waste time on low-level loot. Focus on finding high-quality gear and weapons. And remember, it's not just about what you take, but also what you leave behind. Leaving behind common weapons and ammo can lure other players into a trap, giving you the upper hand. Choosing the best landing spots is another critical strategy. High loot areas are tempting, but they're also dangerous. Sometimes it's better to land in a less populated area and slowly work your way towards the action. This approach can give you time to gather resources and prepare for battle. Survival strategies vary greatly depending on the situation. Sometimes it's better to avoid conflict and focus on staying alive. Other times, being aggressive can pay off. It all depends on your equipment, your health, and your position. Remember, the goal is not to get the most kills, the goal is to be the last one standing. In the end, the most important strategy is to be adaptable. No two matches are the same, so you need to be able to change your tactics on the fly. Learn from your mistakes, adjust your strategy, and keep improving. Keep these strategies in mind, and you're sure to see a boost in your gameplay. Strap in, Firemasters, as we're about to embark on a thrilling Free Fire match. As we drop into the battlefield, the first thing to remember is to always have a plan. There's no room for aimless wandering in this game. Our strategy is to land in a less populated area to avoid early confrontations and gather necessary supplies. See? That's a technique we discussed earlier, the art of stealth. Now we've landed and are gathering loot. We're not just grabbing anything we see. We're carefully selecting weapons that fit our playstyle and strategy. We're keeping an eye out for a good mix of assault rifles for mid to long range combat and a shotgun for close encounters. Remember, it's not about having the most weapons, it's about having the right ones. We've spotted an enemy in the distance. Instead of rushing in, we're assessing the situation. We notice they're alone and seem to be looking for loot. This is our chance. We're using the element of surprise here, another key strategy. We aim carefully, hold our breath, and take the shot. And there we have it, our first elimination. Moving forward, we're always mindful of the shrinking safe zone. It's easy to get caught up in the thrill of battle and forget about it, but that's a mistake we can't afford. We're always planning our next move, keeping both enemies and the safe zone in mind. Suddenly, we hear gunshots nearby. Instead of rushing towards the sound, we move carefully, using cover to our advantage. We spot two players engaged in a firefight. This is a perfect opportunity to strike. We wait for the right moment and then attack, taking down both enemies in quick succession. That's the power of patience and timing. As the match progresses, the tension rises. The safe zone is getting smaller, and the surviving players are all skilled and well-equipped. This is where our advanced strategies really come into play. We're constantly on the move, using the terrain and buildings to our advantage, staying unpredictable to avoid getting targeted. We've made it to the final 3. It's a high-stakes situation, but we're ready. We spot one player and quickly take them down. Now it's just us and one more player. We use our remaining grenades to flush them out from their hiding spot, and as they run, we take our shot. Victory. And that, Firemasters, is how you dominate the battlefield with the right strategies and techniques. Remember, every decision we made, every move we executed was a result of careful planning and strategy. This is not just a game of chance, it's a game of skill, strategy, and sometimes a little bit of luck. So keep practicing, keep learning, and soon, you too can be a Free Fire master. Phew, that was one intense match, wasn't it? As we unwind, let's take a moment to reflect on the key takeaways from our time together today. We kicked things off by laying the groundwork, understanding the basics of Free Fire. We learned that strategy, quick thinking, and adaptability are vital for survival in this fast-paced battle royale game. We discussed how mastering the controls, getting to grips with the map, and understanding the value of different weapons and items are the first steps on the road to becoming a Free Fire champion. From there, we took things up a notch, diving into some advanced strategies. We explored the importance of tactical positioning, how to effectively use vehicles for mobility and cover, and the art of stealth and surprise. We also touched on the significance of communication and teamwork in squad matches. These are the tools that will give you an edge over the competition, transforming you from a mere survivor into a formidable player. Then, we shifted gears and jumped headfirst into the exhilarating world of live gameplay. We witnessed how theory becomes practice, as we navigated through the battlefield, putting our strategies to the test. We saw how each decision, each move, each trigger pull can be the difference between victory and defeat. But remember, every match is a new learning experience, a chance to refine your strategies, to adapt to new challenges, and to grow as a player. It's not just about winning, it's about the journey, the thrill of the fight, and the lessons learned along the way. So as we wrap things up, keep in mind that this is just the beginning of your Free Fire journey. There's a whole world of tactics and techniques waiting to be discovered, and the more you play, the more you learn, the better you become. Remember, Firemasters, practice makes perfect. So keep playing, keep learning, and keep the fire burning. And